So why'd you guys do it?
Well, very busy trying to reopen the market. As you probably know, there was an announcement last night by the government that there would be this enhanced quarantine period where all public transportation were suspended and all offices were closed. Unfortunately, the capital markets were not included in the exemptions given by the, by the interagency task force. So that's what I'm working on now, is to have them reconsider their decision and to give us a permit to operate.
So was this a unanimous decision to shut things down? I mean, was there actually room to decide not to do so?
No, there was no decision on our part. I mean, it was a government mandate, and it was announced last night, and that was it. I mean, if you were given the chance to articulate our position, we would have requested that we not be included in the, in the closure.
And Mr. Monzon, just to clarify as well, and I'm sure the international investing community with positions long or in the Philippines are wondering right now, is it possible that the market reopens tomorrow?
Okay. What we're trying to do now is get for the Philippine Stock Exchange itself, we have no problem opening the trading because we have our BCP in place. We're prepared for the scenario. We have the necessary skeletal workforce to keep the trading floor open. But what we're more concerned about is the broker community. We have to make sure that the brokers are also able to operate. So we also have to get exemptions for the employees of the brokers, and that's what we're working on now. So tomorrow might be a challenge to resume operations. We're trying to target for Thursday.
What sort of reaction are you expecting once they do open? Because obviously the foreign community might say there's a reputational damage now that you have shut markets down. There might be some pent-up selling pressure as well. How do you mitigate those?
Well, we have our usual circuit breaker, but like I said, I mean, I never thought that closing the market would, change the cost for the decline of the market. It's really the crisis over the coronavirus that's affected the market decline. So closing it's not going to, do any help for the market. For us, even if the market drops, it's better to be open and, have the transparency in the market.
Right. So again, we'll just need to be clear as well on everything that we just discussed here, Mr. Monzon. So as far as, I guess, if you are allowed to open, and is that a decision by the president?
It's going to be a decision by the interagency task force.
Okay.
In charge of this enhanced quarantine, overall in charge for addressing this COVID-19 crisis. So we're submitting a position paper to them and giving them the details on what how many people we need exempted from the ban from travel and everything.
Right, because perhaps for people who don't understand, a lot of people who work in Manila when your exchanges actually live outside the greater Manila area and you have those travel restrictions as well. We understand that you mentioned that your business continuity as far as the skeletal workforce, that's no problem as well.
No problem.
Final question.
The trading itself is no problem. We can trade, outside of the floor. We can have an off-site trading. It's purely, electronic. So our bigger problem is to support the brokers' back office that they need to operate when they trade.
So I'm guessing then there might be a possibility, and you can clarify this for us, that the reason that you might not be able to reopen is because the employees of the brokers actually can't get to work. Is that accurate?
Well, I mean, that's one. I wouldn't say that's the cause for not opening, because for us, a lot of the brokers I've canvassed a lot. I've talked to a lot of the brokers last night and the whole morning. Everybody's prepared to handle the logistical issue on transporting their own employees to their offices, okay? A skeletal force at least. It's a question of getting a permit from the IATF to let these people, you know, travel. Because as you know, there's a total, you know, home quarantine.
And Mr. Monzon, what's the message that you want to give to the international investment community now, given this shutdown? What is still the value proposition for the Philippines for investors?
Okay, the message I'd like to give the foreign investment communities, I want to assure them that number one, the PSE has, you know, BCP plans in place, and it can operate under the circumstances. I think it was just an oversight that the capital markets were not included in the exemptions given by the interagency task force, and that's why we are now, you know, making representations to them to include us, and you know, to convince them that how important it is to keep the capital markets open. And I believe they will listen to us and will allow us to open, hopefully at the latest by Thursday.